Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm going to be showing you step by step how to paint this mini landscape using a limited palette. First I applied one coat of acrylic gesso, I let dry, and I sanded lightly, so it's all ready to begin this painting. First I'm going to squeeze out a little drop of yellow. Then I'm going to take a little bit of my neon red and add that to the canvas as well. I'm going to get my medium size dry mop brush. You can use any mop brush or blending brush that you have. It doesn't have to be this same one. And I'm going to start making a circle continuously with my brush on the canvas. And then I'm going to take the red, just picking it up and lightly blending it slightly into the yellow and then more towards the outside of the canvas until it's completely covered. Once I finish this, I'm going to wash my brush off. And I'm going to switch to a small flat brush. It'll be a 1/2 inch or so. And we're going to create some stairs with it. So what I want to do is make them smaller up towards the yellow where the sun is. That's farther away, and then I'm going to slide my brush to make them longer towards us in the foreground. And I'm going to pull that paint off and wipe it off on my towel and go back and pull again. This is for the stairs to show up better for the highlight part, and then we'll come in with a darker color later on for the shadows. I'm going to now just line my brush up on either side of the staircase, pull and press and flick up lightly just to indicate maybe there's a forest or some trees back there. Okay, now I've got my light purple or lilac, and I'm going to take my mini mop brush, tap it into the purple, and I'm going to start tapping really lightly along the side of the staircase for some little purple bushes, foliage, flowers, whatever you want it to be. They're going to get smaller and smaller, so I'm barely touching the canvas as I get towards the top of the stairs, and then pushing the full width of the brush towards the bottom where they're bigger. I'm just going to go back to my little flat brush now and define these stairs a little bit more, pulling some more of that paint off to expose the white canvas underneath. And again, pulling and flicking up again. I think I'm going to add a couple of trees in here now. I'm just going to keep using this brush, pulling and swirling to give the tree a little bit more curve and flow. And I'm going to add a few little branches on there as well in a minute. So I'm just making those stairs get smaller and smaller, where they're just little dabs at the very top and you can barely see where they're going. Okay, so I'm lightly pulling, dragging my brush to create some little branches. And back to my mop brush, I'm going to take my lilac and white. I'm going to tap in a little highlight here for the bushes, making them really stand out. I just love using the mop brush. It makes the perfect shape bushes. So the paint underneath is still wet, and at times I need to wipe that excess paint that I'm pulling off the canvas and reload my brush to get that nice clean soft pastel lilac color again. with my round brush, I'm just going to come in and add some more detail to the stairs, making the highlights stand out more and the shadows. Add a highlight to the tree trunk using my white and lilac. Okay, I'm going to be using my Filbert brush now. Just straight white, and I'm going to add a nice bright white sun in the middle. Now I've got my mini fan brush, loaded it up with the purple, a little bit of burnt sienna. I'm going to blend those two colors together so we get a darker shade before we start adding a highlight. So we're just going to tap lightly in a few different directions. Just doing a little dance with my brush. We'll do the same to the other tree. I'm going to add a little bit down here at the bottom, turning my brush sideways. I'm just going to pull lightly and slightly drag it up to the base of, or up the base of the tree, almost halfway, and then back to my mini mop brush for some light lilac and white and a little highlight just to make these trees look a little bit softer. Okay, another mop brush, nice and clean, and a fresh layer of lilac and white. Okay, I'm going to take my small Filbert brush with a little bit of neon red. I'm going to mix it with some white and we're going to make a light pink color. I'm going to do a little skinny ring around the white circle I added earlier for the sun, and this is just going to define it more and make it stand out. I'm going to add a shadow with my burnt sienna and purple in between each line for the stairs. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is wash my brush off, and I'm going to gently scrub off a little circle down here. I typically tend to do this in my landscape paintings. I tend to lean towards the whimsical fantasy side, and I like to add little portals or little entranceways at the base of the trees and sometimes up in the treetops. So I'm just gently wiping the excess paint off on a towel as I do this, exposing the underneath white raw canvas. I'm going to take my liner brush, burnt sienna and lilac, blend the two, taking a little bit of water. You want that paint nice and loose and easy to flow out of the brush. I'm going to now add a few lines, smaller at the top and longer as they get down towards the bottom, and this will be a little railing on our staircase. Okay, I'm now going to take the same color and pull a line through all of those little railing posts. We need something to connect them all to. Again, it'll be skinnier at the top. I'm going to wipe a little bit of that paint off at the very top of the stairs just because it's a bit too dark and we wouldn't be able to see that quite so much. So I'll just kind of scumble off a little bit of that paint. I'm going to apply a highlight on the railing on the posts using my lilac and white. So you want to pick one side for that. One side of each of the railing posts and the line that goes through. And I'm going to add a little bit more shadow to my stairs, make them defined a bit more and stand out. Okay, so here I am adding the highlights. They're the same color as the highlights on the trees and the bushes. Now I'm going to take some more of my burnt sienna and purple and add a little bit of tree roots and vines down at the base of this little portal. And I'll do just a couple more things and then this painting will be all done. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that you got inspired and that you'll paint one yourselves. Remember to hashtag Joni Young Art in all your posts. I love to see your interpretations of my paintings on Instagram and Facebook and wherever else. So have a wonderful day. Happy painting, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.